Well, good morning, y'all. I'm out here with my pack. Ozzy is here by my side as always. He's the alpha Cane Corso. And there's my other male Cane Corso, brand new to the pack. Vito. Just imported him. It was a couple days now ago. If you're just tuning in for the first time. So yeah, he's actually integrated pretty nicely with my pack. And he's just getting his bearings. It's been a rough couple nights, needless to say, with a puppy. Because their bladders, you know, generally they can only hold their bladders for every month of age for an hour for every month of age that they are. So 3 months old he is right now. Oh, look at him responding to tucks. Lucia stepped in. She's like, no, he's one of us, bruh. Did it twist it? No, but Lucia, get out of his... Lucia! I was going to tell y'all what a deep bark he has already at his young age. But yeah, so he can only hold... No. He's chewing on that. No. He responds to correction very well. No. What I need to do is... What you got to do is divert them. Here, baby. Come. Give them something in place of what they were trying to chew on. There you go. Oh, maybe too young to play tug with the big dogs. But yeah, so at 3 months of age that he is right now, he can only hold his bladder for roughly 3 hours. So I basically have to be up with him every 3 hours to try and coax him to go outside. And if he needs to relieve his bladder, I do not withhold water from puppies. I know some people say they don't put water in the kennel when they put their puppies to bed in the kennel so that they don't pee during the night, but I think a growing puppy needs water, and I don't want to restrict water from them because you don't know exactly where their body's at and what it needs. You know, maybe it played extra rough, maybe it's fighting some illness and it needs water. But that's just my opinion. Everybody's different. Not saying anybody's wrong, but did you hear that low growl? Oh, I guess that was toward Lucia. Ozzy put a low growl. I thought it was directed to the puppy. But yeah, so it's been a very rough couple nights. I've been averaging maybe 3 hours of sleep. I still have to go to work today. Yeah, when you have a puppy, I just kind of want to emphasize, because I'm living through it right now and I'm remembering how it is. Because I've been through it, of course, with all my dogs. Minus Tux. I got Tux when he was full grown and from the pound, from the Humane Society. But so let's see, Ozzy, Dolce's the female, black coat female Cane Corso. If you're new to the pack, she's out here somewhere. So I had those two as puppies. I had little Gypsy the pitbull as a puppy. I had Lucia as a puppy. Right there. Lucia's 1.5. She's going to be bred with Vito when Vito's old enough to breed. So yeah, so those are all the iterations of puppyhood that I've had, and now it's all coming back to me how much of kind of a grueling process it is. I've never had kids, but I'm sure if you've had kids, you're probably laughing at this. Like, oh, that's probably nothing compared to an infant. But yeah, you get the idea. It's rough. You're not going to get much sleep if you do it right. If you sleep in and, you know, you don't get up with them every 3 hours and they have a mess in the house, it'll probably just take longer to potty train them, get them out of the bad habits of going in the house. Now, he has gone in the house. He's got a rock there. Oh, he's actually got a bone. One of the dog's old bones there. Come here, baby. Vito. I think he knows his name. Vito. Yeah, so he did go in the house a couple times, but I don't scold him. I just pick him up immediately and put him outside so he knows that's maybe he'll make the association. And by the way, dogs are absolute masters at associations, and I think that's in their genetics for survival. So they've, over the time they've evolved to live with humans. Their survival was really optimized by living with humans, and so they learned to read humans' body language just as we've learned to read their body language. And so they make these instantaneous almost associations about, they're very acutely aware of what we're trying to say by our body language and everything. And so whenever he goes in the house, I'll just place him outside, and I don't really scold him or anything, but when he does go outside, I praise him. So then he starts to make these associations. And he also sees me cleaning up his mess. Like if he goes poop or pee, I quickly try to clean it up, and he sees me doing that. So I think he's making those associations. So that's a slow start, but I want to say, let's see, Lucia over there, she was extremely fast to potty train, and most Cane Corsos, I think they are, because they're so intelligent, and they also like to please. So those two characteristics make it fairly easy to potty train in general. And she, I'd say maybe like in about a month's time, even less than that, she was pretty much completely potty trained. Gypsy, on the other hand, my pit bull puppy, she took, I want to say at least 2 months to potty train. And so it was more gradual with her. I could be wrong on the time frames because it's been a little while since I've had them as puppies. But yeah, y'all, there's Tux. Tux is the pit bull mix. Now, if you're new to the pack, he's the omega of the pack, the lowest ranking, still very important. And my brother has taken him, my brother Albert, who's here visiting, has taken him to live in the country with him, as well as Dolce, the female, the very dominant female Cane Corso. And for several reasons, that was mutually beneficial for both of us and for the dogs. But yeah, so Tux is still kind of the lowest ranking of the pack, but very important still, as the Omegas are, still very important. And what's interesting is the little puppy Vito over there already knows that. He already knows that's the lowest ranking. And the way he knows it is because Tux ran away from him on the initial greeting. He saw Tux run away from him, and then he started to run toward Tux. And he's like, oh, okay. He's already giving me a higher ranking, and I'm just a puppy. So Ozzy's let the puppy know who's the alpha Cane Corso, who's the alpha dog, just by subtle growls and by not engaging in play with him right now. And he takes to that very well. So he's figuring out the rank structure. Lucia has also let him know she's higher ranking. She's actually given him a couple subtle growls. But she's a little more, she was more playful with Gypsy than she's been with this puppy. But it could be, they have senses that we don't have. And there are people who read body language much better than I could ever dream to, like Sinza Tempo. She's got a channel. She's really good at reading body language of dogs. It could be that Lucia senses that he is a dominant personality, or that I'm sure she knows he's male. So maybe she's putting up this more kind of dominant, higher ranking front towards him to kind of preempt that, so that there's no misunderstanding. It's so interesting. We're going to see the pack dynamics as it falls into place, and there may be a struggle. But it's my job as pack leader to make sure that that power struggle is not aggressive or dangerous. So that's the awesome responsibility that I have, and that anyone has, with owning this breed. Because this breed it can be lethal, it's extremely dangerous. It's like owning a weapon. You really have to know where the safety switch is. You have to know how to handle it, the weapon, how to hold it. You can't point it at people, things like that. I like to make that analogy because it's very much like that. So yeah, so we'll see how it all pans out, and I also have to keep my eyes on him. Come here, baby. What you eating? Because he just ate something. Come here, baby. Don't be eating acorns. It's gonna upset your stomach. Come here, baby. Let me see. Good boy. Good boy, Vito. Good boy, Vito. See what I mean about puppies go around sampling things. So what I did before I got him, like the week right before I got him, a couple days before, I went and I picked up all the foliage and toxic plants, toxic flowers that sometimes grow out here. First step is to identify what you have in and around your yard, where the puppy's going to be. You can get a plant app if you're not familiar with if you can't identify every single thing growing. And so I did identify a few toxic plants, and puppies will just randomly sample things, even if it doesn't smell good to them. Just like babies put things in their mouth. It's a very primitive action, and so they're trying to identify their surroundings, their world. And so I have to make sure I watch what he's eating, because I could have missed one of them. There's a couple toxic things in this yard. And being his low body weight right now, it could have more of a negative effect on his body, of course, than a larger dog. But, yeah, so, oh my goodness, y'all, I still have to go to work. Super exhausted. But it's all good. It's definitely worth having a puppy. You just have to get in the right frame of mind and know that you're not going to have a lot of sleep. That way you're maybe a little bit less frustrated if you manage your expectations. I realize I'm talking to myself right now too. Like, don't expect you're going to get a lot of sleep, so it may be good to try a nap if you can at all, whenever the puppy's napping. It's not always possible, of course, but strategic napping. Oh man, y'all. But I'm loving him. So the second night, which was last night that I've had him, he sleeps in a crate next to my bed. And he does very well. He does some less whining that he did the initial night. So the whining is less and less. So it's getting less frequent. So I think he's comfortable now with his sleeping quarters. But what was interesting is he was in the crate next to me after like the third time I had woken up. It was a little later in the morning, and I let all the other dogs out. But the puppy stays by me, which is good. And I think that's a natural kind of self-preservation instinct that they have. They want to stay with who they've identified as their caretaker or the pack leader or whoever, so that they stay out of harm's way. So even though the pack went to go investigate something outside, he stayed with me. And it's great. So I went back to lay down for a little bit, a couple more minutes, and he went into his crate next to me, which is beautiful. It's great. He went right into his crate on his own. And we lay down, and then after, I want to say like 30 minutes, one of the dogs came back inside after investigating whatever it was. And I forgot which dog it was. It may have been Lucia or Ozzy. I can't remember. Well, they approached the threshold of the bedroom door to come inside, and this puppy jumped up and started barking. It sounded like an adult Cane Corso. It sounded like almost like Lucia's deep voice bark. And wow, y'all. Yeah, he has got a very powerful bark, and he's pretty amazing because he's so young. He's only 3 months old. He's trying to get his eyes there for you. I'm really just really mesmerized by his eyes, his eye colors. It's interesting. It's not like all black coat dogs, Cane Corso. They have a little bit of a, almost like a greenish hue, a light green hue, hazel. They may change. I mean, they probably will change, because I remember Ozzy, when he was a puppy, he had these bright blue eyes. And as they mature, they say the coat color and the eyes tend to look closer in color to each other as they mature. Anyways, y'all, I think I'll cut this one short here, because I do have to get to work. I'm just letting the dogs get some outside time with me here. I've got my taser right there. And come on, Tux! Tux! You coming? Tux likes to observe over there from a distance. There's Lucia. Lucia, Tux! Come on, Tuxie! He's like, heck no, I'm not going over there. I don't trust it. Lucia. Oh, what's funny though, I gotta tell you this real quick. So, it's so funny, your perspective changes depending what the context of your situation, because Gypsy all of a sudden looks huge to me. Her blockhead, that pitbull blockhead that she's got, she all of a sudden it almost looks like an American bully, a big blockhead to me. And Lucia looks massive to me now, like Ozzy. It's like Ozzy. I feel like I'm looking at Ozzy half the time when I look at Lucia. So it's all because I've got this smaller dog here, this smaller puppy. But yeah, he's gonna be massive, y'all. I'm almost certain, because the kennel that he comes from usually produces taller dogs. I think, I could be wrong, but that's just been my observation from what I've seen. At least my limited experience. But I think, he's got the tall legs, and his paws are massive. They're like bear paws. But anyway, hope y'all enjoying your day. And we will see you on the next one. Lucia. Oh, he's gonna go toward Tux. Let's see what Tux does. Lucia's warming up to him. He is really lanky right now, because during transport they don't really feed them a lot, because they don't want them to go mess up their kennel, but he'll start putting on weight. Also, by the way, real quick, a lot of y'all have asked about his ears. The breeder had his ears cropped before shipping, and they're pretty much healed up and everything. It's just that they're not standing up straight. Obviously, one of them's flopped over. I think one of them's flopped too far in the one direction, and the other is completely flopped over in the opposite direction. Look at Lucia. I think she's trying to engage in some play with him. Oh, so anyways, I was going to say that I'm taking him to the ear crop specialist very soon here. I mean, that's basically all they do. They fix botched ear crop jobs, and they they're kind of experts at it. So I'm going to take him over there to be seen very soon so we can get those ears at least standing up straight. Where's your big old blockhead? Where's your big old blockhead? Yes. Gypsy, where's your rock? I got a blockhead because I carry big rocks around. She's got a massive jaw. Yeah, you can see she's in heat there. Hi, pretty boy. Hi, pretty boy, Vito. Hi, Vito. Yes, my pretty boy. Taxi!